This is Dorothy Tan, and I am from Quezon City. And I'm hosting this afternoon our Good to Great Coffee Time. And our topic for this afternoon is overcoming depression. Okay. So who is Good to Great? Yeah, Good to Great stands for good to great. No, so your life may be good, but it can be great. So we are a group of courageous individuals. We band together with the shared values, living together in harmony and prosperity, even in trying times. So it's a sharing community. We share what works for us, no? And there are things that we espoused on. We are really into wellness and health. And 8 essentials to good health comprise of these 8 points, no? Not to mention sleep, the importance of having good sleep for your health, your exercise. Make sure you do move, no? Because even at home, you can do exercises. Our diet, nutrition, of course, what we eat matters. Living water or hydration, that's also a key for staying good health. Sunlight. During pandemic, a lot of people were stuck or locked up or in the house, no, and this really proved harmful for our health. And sunlight, as much as you can, catch it. If not, you supplement, no, with vitamin D. Air, the air that we breathe, of course, no, and Earth's magnetism, grounding. Some will share a little bit on this later. And the need to have a prayer life because we are spirit beings, no? So these are our 8 essentials that we promote, have a balance, achieving this. And of course, there are intangibles that counts, no, in having better health or well-being, in having your faith, right belief, courage, determination, never say die, have the right, never say die attitude, and also developing skills and know-how. So these are important for us. So just a short motivational song or inspirational song, and I hope you will like this. There.
Christ alone, my hope is found. He is my light, my strength, my song. This cornerstone, this solid ground, firm through the fiercest drought and storm. What heights of love, what depths of peace, when fears are stilled, when striving cease. My comforter, my all in all, here in the love of Christ I stand. There in the ground his body lay, light of the world by darkness slain, then bursting forth in glorious day, up from the grave he rose again. And as he stands in victory, sin's curse has lost its grip on me, for I am his and he is mine, bought with the precious blood of Christ. No guilt in life, no fear in death. This is the power of Christ in me. From life's first cry to final breath, Jesus commands my destiny. No power of hell, no scheme of man can ever pluck me from his hand. Till he returns or calls me home, here in the power of Christ I'll stand. Here in the power of Christ I'll stand.
That's such a beautiful song. I hope you are inspired and remember that only in Christ we can be set free. Thank you for choosing that song, Sam. And for our next session, we will have Alfred to give us some breathing tips to calm your anxiety. Alfred is our Tai Chi master and from Manila.
Hi, good afternoon to all. What I'll be introducing today is a breathing technique to calm your nerves and anxiety. I call it the 3-4-5. 3 is for the 3 is for breathing in. You count to 3 as you breathe in, and then you hold your breath for by count of 4, and then you exhale by count of 5. Let's try it. Okay, breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Hold your breath by 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then slowly exhale through your nose by a count of 5. Okay. Let's repeat it again. Okay. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. You can do that anytime you're feeling tense in your body and or feeling anxious about something. What you do is you concentrate on your breathing. Don't if you have problems, don't think about your problems. Think about the breathing, and you can do that for about 10 counts, 10 repeated cycle, and you feel relaxed. And about today's about depression, we also have to be magpaaraw, okay, to have sunlight in our life, because when you're feeling tense, that's my own experience. When I'm feeling tense and I get bathed by the sun, I feel relaxed because the sun's rays is soothing to me. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Alfred. Yeah. I think the best antidote when you feel really depressed is to really go out. Most of the time, magtatago tayo sa room, or you close your phone. You don't want to talk to people. And that's why sometimes it's really best to reach out to a friend, no? And let's check on them. Kumusta ka na? Kape muna tayo, or let's have coffee time, real coffee. So, without further ado, let's proceed to the next session. And I'd like to introduce my other half, Sammy Tan. He's a chemical engineer by background. We have 3 kids, and he'd like to share this special talk. how to overcome depression.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So this is Sammy Tan. I will be your resident expert for today. So today, I will be presenting some practical solutions for people to get out of depression very quickly. Okay. If you look at today's situation, yung state of today's internet censorship situation, I don't know if you're aware, but 2 years ago, when you search the internet, the top 10 or 20 paid website will come out. No? So the information is based on sino malakas magbayad. And when you search depression, kung sino may produkto sa depression at malakas magbayad, sila na sa top 10 page. No? But today, top 20 are all medical. So maski malakas ka magbayad, medical pa rin lalabas. Anytime you search anything about health, about depression, medical facts ang lalabas. And I can tell you, medicine has no cure for depression. They can only alleviate some symptom. They have no cure. Kaya mas dumadami yung tinatawag na confusion and depression. No? Pagbasa mo ng mga internet info on depression, lalo kang nako-confused at lalo kang nadi-depressed because nobody is giving actual solution. But thankfully, I went through depression dati. And because I went through depression, I know how it feels and I know some of the solutions. And right now, I'm compiling those solutions for people to use. No? And I can suggest some modalities today that will immediately help improve how you feel. Okay? And also point to you the source kung bakit ka nadi-depress. Okay? So first of all, I will be speaking from the point of view of people who overcame depression and from age-old common sense. Okay? Ang solution na sa common sense because people who got out of depression, when you hear their testimony, what they did, very simple, just do what they did. Then you will also get out of depression. Okay, first let's do some medical facts. Now, this was taken from DOH, Department of Health of the Philippines, and this is 2010 data. If you see yung top 10 killer disease ng Philippines, you will see top 3 are respiratory diseases. So wala pang COVID, already more than 2% of the population are dying from respiratory diseases. So walang lockdown noon. Right now, may COVID, nawala yung influenza, nawala yung pneumonia, nawala yung bronchitis, naging COVID. Pero ganun pa rin 2% pa rin namamatay. So what's new? Okay? If you look at today's updated on the top 10 killer disease sa DOH, you will see heart disease naging number 1. Vascular disease, also about the veins and heart, pneumonia, cancer, tuberculosis, accidents, COPD, diabetes, nephritis, other respiratory diseases. But I would like to look at the US top killer disease now kasi I feel that the US statistic is more honest. Because there's one thing here na hindi nila na-include. If you look at the US, top killer disease, heart disease, cancer, stroke. Number 4 is doctors prescribed medication. 5th is pulmonary disease. And 6th is accidents. In fact, yung self-prescribed medication, ibig sabihin the doctor did not prescribe it, so some people take it themselves, did not make it to the top 10. And those killed by illegal drugs did not make it to the top 10. Nasa number 4 ang doctors prescribed medication. Anong ibig sabihin na ito? Ang ibig sabihin, maybe mistake, counter-indication, medication was prescribed to you, nag-react sa other medication. So that was the 4th leading cause of death. Now, why is it na minention ko ito? Because it's very important for depression. And later on, I will show you why it's very important. Now, usual causes of depression when you Google, this is one of the shortest lists that I've found. You'll find lists that are longer, no? Like for example, childhood experiences, trauma, dahil meron kang bad experience when you were a child, life events like accidents, no? Na busted ka, ganon, those things can make you depressed. Physical health problems, you have other diseases, incurable diseases, so that makes you depressed, no? Genetic inheritance, maybe your lolo, lola prone to depression, so ganun ka rin. Medication, drugs, okay, actually this is one of the biggest cause of depression, drugs. Other mental problems, like for example, meron kang napaka-OC mo, so it makes you depressed when other people are not OC like you, no? And sleep, diet, exercise, okay? So this is the list that you will find in the internet, but I will short list it to 4 Ds, okay? Ibig sabihin, there are 4 Ds to depression, and when you remember these 4 Ds, these are the causes, it will be easy for you to overcome depression. Number 1 is drugs, okay? Later on, I explain in deeper detail what are the drugs that cause depression. Number 2 is dehydration. We'll show you studies that shows that dehydration causes depression. Deficiencies yan, in minerals, probiotics, prebiotics, ay bakit na dapat isa prebiotics, isa probiotics. No? And disconnect from God, people, yourself, earth, and sun. So many people today are disconnected kaya sila ay nadidepress. Okay? Let's go to the first cause of depression, which is drugs. No? Here is a list of drugs that cause depression. Maybe you're using it. If you're using it and then you're depressed, well, that's the connection. No? Like Claravis, Sotret, these are drugs that treat acne. So gusto mo mas maganda mukha mo, pero depressed ka naman. Okay? Alcohol, when you drink a lot of alcohol, you end up depressed also. Anticonvulsant, katulad ng Sarontin and Selontin. Okay, if you're taking anticonvulsant sa mga epileptic seizure, no? We met a lot of epileptic children who are depressed because they are on medication. Tapos mga barbiturate, this will slow down brain function and commonly given even to children with ADHD. Phenobarbital, secobarbital. So in order to control the ADHD, they make them depressed. Benzodiazepines, these are Xanax, Klonopin, Librium, Valium, Dalmane. These are given for people who cannot sleep, who have anxiety in disorder. So bibigyan kayo ng pampatulog, pero pagising mo, depressed ka naman. So it's either matulog ka na lang o para huwag ka na ma-depress, no? So it's like the devil and the deep blue sea, no? Wala ka ng choice, no? And beta-adrenergic blockers, no? These are people with heart problems and high blood pressure, heart failure, chest pain, angina, abnormal heart rhythm. Doctor will prescribe to you tenormin, Coreg, or Lopresor. If you're taking it, ang side effect is depression. So you're wondering bakit you're depressed. So you have a choice between your high blood or depression. No? Calcium channel blocker. Okay, these are for high blood pressure, congestive heart failure. Okay, like Cardicem, Tiasac, Procardia, Calan. Okay, interferon alpha. This is a drug used to treat cancer and hepatitis B and C. Nuvaring with ehinyl estradiol, etonegestrel. This is a medicine used for birth control. Opioids, like to relieve moderate severe pain. No? Para mawala yung pain, you have to be depressed, like morphine, Demerol, Oxycontin. No? This one is the biggest group, no? Statins. Okay? People with cholesterol problem. No? Atorvastatin, Lipitor, Fluvastatin, Prevastatin, Simvastatin. A lot of people are taking this and the price is depression. Varenicline, a medication prescribed to stop smoking. At saka acyclovir, no? So Virax, doctor prescribed this drug to treat shingles and herpes. So Ang problem is this, if you have multiple diseases and then you're taking multiple drugs, so siguradong depressed ka. So, what is the solution? Mahirap naman tanggalin yung drugs that are prescribed by doctor. If you stop it, baka tumaas ka agad yung high blood pressure mo, ma-hospital ka pa. The solution is to treat your other problems without drug first, then stop the drug, okay? Or gradually stop it only when you treat your other problem. So wala kang choice kasi if your other problem, you use drugs to treat it, then you will never get out of depression because this drugs is causing the depression, okay? So you are parang under a spell, okay? Parang isang mangkukulam, kinulam ka. You're under a spell kasi you're taking the drugs every day. So depressed ka every day, di ba? So this is the number one cause of depression for many people. It's not their fault. They do not know why they should be depressed, but sometimes they really feel depressed because they're taking these drugs. No? Second is dehydration. Dehydration has been shown to not only cause depression, but it can also cause dementia, lalo na on the elderly. The elderly kasi, pumapayat sila, nawawalan ng muscle mass. So 1% loss lang ng water, and it can cause cognitive impairment. Anong ibig sabihin ng cognitive impairment? Minsan, nawawalan ng balance, nahihilo sila, na hindi nila malaman yung right and left, so nadadapa. So it causes accident, no? And because of lack of water. When you become thin, in your younger days, marami kang muscle. When you drink water, it stays in your body longer kasi the muscle retains the water. But as you grow older, you become thin, nawawala ang muscle. So when you drink your water, in less than 1 hour, nasa CR ka na. So many of the elderly doesn't want to go to the CR, so they reduce their water, thus becoming dehydrated, and then later on taking medication, becoming depressed as well. Number 2, it causes dementia. Cause of loss of blood plasma, which cause raised heartbeat and cause our neurons to work harder. And it also causes misfolding of proteins. So the misfolding of proteins causes yung dementia. Okay, and it's because it started with dehydration. When people are chronically dehydrated, ibig sabihin halos araw-araw dehydrated, your heartbeat will beat faster, and then your brains will have to work harder, and later on you will have dementia. So this is a problem, dehydration, and solution is very simple: just drink water, and just discipline yourself to go to the CR, drink more water. How do you know you're dehydrated? You can check by your urine color. If your urine is yellow, you're still fair. If it becomes dark yellow, you're dehydrated na. For people who are elderly, dark yellow is not good. If you are younger, it's okay. But when it's almost orange na, you're very dehydrated na. Okay. Now the best urine type is light yellow or almost white. So if it becomes yellow, for my case, it's a signal for me to start drinking water. Okay, that way my urine color will change to light yellow again. So that is good hydration. Now I will not beat around the bush because many of you already knows that our group is promoting Kangen water as the best water, but you can drink any water. Just make sure that you drink it. Now, the reason why people don't drink water, may dalawang reason lang. Two major reasons. Number one, their water doesn't taste good. And totoo yun, tap water doesn't taste good. That's why we either want to drink cold water or hot water. Kasi mas may lasa yung cold or hot water. That's why we want it cold or hot, but we don't want tap water. And some people don't even want hot water or cold water because water doesn't taste good for them. And one of the reasons is because may mga impurities that goes through their water that make the water taste off. The other reason is because the water makes you feel bloated. So when people drink water, nababloated sila kaagad. So I know of several people who cannot finish a glass of water. That's the reason why we promote this Kangen machine, because when you drink this water that has been electrolyzed, it's light, and it tastes good. Now, if some of you have problem with water tasting good, you can consult me later because we can have a very cost-effective solution to water tasting good. No? We can almost na naging water expert na tayo because of our many years installing filters on other people, no, other people's houses. So we can suggest to you how you can make your water taste better, even deep well water, basta drinkable siya, no? So we've helped people even as far as Cebu, no? Their water is very hard water and tastes very bad, no? May amoy, no? Tapos hindi siya masarap. Now we make the hard water taste very good, no? All with a series of carbon filters, no? And then the Kangen water has an added bonus is because it has high antioxidant or molecular hydrogen. So you're not only drinking clean and light water, you're also drinking healthy water. So we like to promote this, but if you are interested, you can just connect with us or connect with the person who invited you later. But right now, we won't explain too much about this kasi marami pa tayong ibang topic. The third reason is deficiencies. Okay. So ano yung mga deficiencies natin? Essential vitamins and minerals. People who are depressed are usually lacking vitamin B. And many of the reasons why they're lacking vitamin B is because they keep eating food that have been recooked, frozen and recooked. No? When food is freshly prepared, no? Yung food mo has a lot of vitamin B. But B6 and B12, they disappear very quickly. No? So as time goes by, nawawala siya, na-degrade. No? So when you cook wheat, no, like in the case of chapati, yung mga Indian bread, it's full of B vitamins. But when you buy loaf of bread, wala na masyadong B vitamin kasi na-degrade na eh. Masyado na matagal yung loaf of bread eh. So that's why it's good to cook your own bread, no? To have something fresh prepared. Now, many people are used to eating canned goods. Yung canned goods is very lacking in B6 and B12. No? That's why you need to supplement kung puro canned goods ang kinakain mo. And especially mga minerals like calcium, magnesium. No? Magnesium is a very important mineral that is involved in many processes in our body. No? So kung lacking ka in these minerals, it's more likely for you to become depressed. No? And then vegetable and fruit fiber as probiotics. No? So we need to feed our gut bacteria. There are trillions of bacteria in our gut. No? And our gut is responsible for producing numerous brain neurons, including serotonin. No? Serotonin is produced in our stomach. Serotonin is responsible for your depression. If you are depressed, most likely your serotonin is low. So that's why we need to feed our gut bacteria. So if you don't eat fiber and you don't eat probiotics and you keep on eating food like chicken na may antibiotic and then you eat antibiotic, namamatay yung mga probiotics sa tiyan natin, yung gut bacteria. So nagkakaroon na imbalance ng gut bacteria. No? So that's why we also need to take yung mga natural raw foods and fermented foods. So if you eat vegetable, if you can eat raw vegetable para yung mga enzyme nandoon, mga kimchi, mga preserved na fruits and vegetable para maraming enzyme, no? Mga Yakult, yogurt, kefir, kombucha. Okay, if you take those, you are replacing the antibiotic that has been lost, no, because of the antibiotics and the many chemicals that you're using to kill them. No? So that's why we need to have a balance, no, in our food. No? We also have to have in mind to feed our gut bacteria. Now, maraming courses on nutrition, no? And they are all good. And I would advise you to learn those courses. No? But I would recommend a nutritional shortcut for those who are depressed. No? And these are the Relief and the Fiber Store. You can contact the person who invited you to get this product. No? But 2 scoops a day gives you most of the essential vitamins and minerals your body needs. No? So that you don't have to guess kulang pa ba ako ng vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, calcium, magnesium. 2 scoop a day tapos na wala ng kulang. And powder is 100% absorbed into your body. Hindi katulad ng pills, you don't know what is absorbed. No? Only powder nutrition is 100%, powder into liquid is 100% absorbed into our body. That's why you never hear of people na overdose sa powder drink. No? Yung mga babies na sobrang gusto yung infant formula, nasira ang kidney dahil sa sobrang inom ng infant formula, walang nangyayari yun, tumataba lang sila. Okay, but you hear a lot of people taking pills and then nasisira ang kidney at saka liver. It's because the formula itself, the pill itself, ganun talaga ang side effect, whether gamot o vitamins. No? And only powder nutritional can nourish a person, no? And can feed a person for years. No? And that's why we recommend this. No? And the now supply the nutrient for gut bacteria growth, and fiber store supplies the prebiotic for the food for the gut bacteria. Now I can tell you my own experience because before I was depressed. No? So one of the signs of depression is when you go home, you open the TV set, and then you watch until there's nothing more to watch. Okay? So hindi ka makatulog, depressed ka. Pag tulog mo, hindi maganda yung tulog mo. You don't like to wake up because nga depressed ka. And then tomorrow you dread going to work, no? And then but you have to go to work. And I was in sales before sa insurance, and I'm an agency manager. So ang aking I have to please my boss with my quota. I have to please my agent, and then I have to please my client. So I have a lot of people to please. Now when I go home, depressed na ako. And when I took this product, the first thing I noticed was it changes my body chemistry. Kasi this is a vegetarian formulation. So before, I always tease my wife when she eats vegetable. I would tell her, why are you eating rabbit food? And I don't like to eat vegetable kasi sa totoo lang, vegetable tastes bitter to me. So when you eat the salad, sarap na sarap kayo sa salad, it tastes bitter to me kaya I don't like to eat it. No? And when I took the Relieve Now, wala pang 1 month, I was surprised. The vegetable starts tasting sweeter. So, mas kumakain na ako ng vegetable within 1 month. And dati-rati, I have to take two pork chop to finish a cup of rice. No? So, meat eater talaga ako. But after mga 1 month, nasusuya na ako sa isang pork chop. Okay, so my body is self-regulating. You can opt to discipline yourself and try to eat vegetable and try to eat healthy, or I would suggest if you're brand new in doing this and you have really switch your diet, hindi mo pa nagagawa, buy this product first as a shortcut. Kasi minsan ma-frustrate ka trying to cook a very good organic meal, and after you cook it, nobody wants to eat it. And then mapipilitan ka to buy McDonald's, no? And then lalo ka madi-depressed, no? So my children were like that, no? They were picky eaters. Ang hirap pakainin. So if you don't cook something they like, especially kung hindi fried, they will not eat it. So nakipag-away ko sa children ko for a long time until this product came to our hand. And then I just tell them, just drink this. You can eat whatever you want. And I was surprised, in a month or 2, they are eating vegetable. Okay, they're eating what we're eating na. Okay, because nga, it changes your body chemistry. So this is a nutritional shortcut, and you can use this to get out of depression very quickly. When I was taking this, hindi ako ma-depress, no? And gusto ko man ma-depress, hindi ako ma-depress. I felt like bagong gising palagi. And because of that, my sales went up, no? Because I was making calls, I was talking to more people because I wasn't depressed, no? So ito yung experience ko. It will also affect your economic bottom line. And it's easily absorbed and no overdosing. Yeah. So just take 2 scoops a day and then yun na yun. And then finally, yung huling D is disconnect. Let's first talk about the disconnect between the earth and the sun. Okay. With our lockdown, we have been disconnected more with the earth and the sun. So the earth provides electromagnetic pulse as well as electron charge. When you go out and touch a tree, you will feel something tingling in your hand. Those are electron charge. When you walk barefoot, you feel something tingling in your hand, no? In your feet. No? I feel that. No? And actually, you will feel parang a sense of wellness. You go to the beach, you walk barefoot. There's a sense of peace coming in it because you're connected to the earth, the pulse of the earth. You know, our earth is negatively charged. No? Our ionosphere is positively charged. And every day, may tinatawag na lightning strike from the ionosphere. No? Nagbabalance out yung positive and negative charge. No? So the earth is getting all those lightning strikes every day, which created the electromagnetic pulse of the earth. No? So our body is used to the electromagnetic pulse of the earth. Parang yung baby is used to the heartbeat of the mother. So kung nilapit mo yung baby sa heartbeat ng mother, the baby will calm down, stop crying. So that is the same way with us. No? When our body touches the earth, it calms down. Yun yung dahilan, no, bakit we have to be connected or reconnected to the earth. The sun provides UV rays and infrared rays. There have been many bad publicity about UV rays causing cancer. No? And sa totoo lang, it's the UVA, no, that causes cancer, no, because it's very energetic. But our body needs the UVB, no, to produce vitamin D, and our body needs the infrared from the sun, no, to produce melatonin. Okay, so I will explain this further. First, for you to get connected to the info, you can go to YouTube and just type the Earthing movie. This movie is more than 1 hour, but it will explain our connection to the earth and how to construct the grounding material that you will need so that you can install it at your home and that you will be grounded even though you are at home, inside the home. Our house, no, is like a big, what we call a Faraday cage. A Faraday cage is a cage of metal. When you put a person in a cage of metal, that person is shielded from the Earth's magnetic pulse. Walang magnetic pulse ang dumadaan doon na nakukuha ng mga metal. No? If you look at our ground, it's cemented. And yung cement, meron iron bars. Yung iron bars shield the Earth magnetic pulse. No? Kaya it doesn't, even if you walk barefoot on the ground floor, you will not get the Earth's magnetic pulse. Kasi may metal yung cement natin. Okay? So in order to do that, you have to go to the ground, the earth talaga, walk on the grass, no? Or walk on the beach, or touch a tree, then you will get the earth's magnetic pulse. Now this movie will give you more explanation on this. Just type the Earthing movie in YouTube and you can watch it. Now concerning yung info about the sun, no? I got the info from Dr. Roger Shaw. Light as Medicine. So you can type this to YouTube and you can watch this. It's a bit long. It's almost 2 hours. But it explains the value of infrared, no? Why we need to have more sunlight in our life. No? It's because yung infrared activates our cells' mitochondria. No? The mitochondria is our cell's powerhouse. No? And recent research have shown that the cell's mitochondria will produce melatonin. And more melatonin is produced when the sun hits our body than when you are sleeping. No? When you are sleeping, a little melatonin is released into your body for you to sleep. But the amount of melatonin that is produced when the sun hits your body is a lot more. Okay? And melatonin is a very strong anti-COVID and anti-cancer. Okay, so if your melatonin is high, hindi ka mamamatay sa cancer, hindi ka mamamatay sa COVID. Okay? The reason why ang daming namamatay is because they are in the dark, they are not in the sun. Yesterday, I was walking around 1 p.m. I see a lot of people holding umbrellas. And I was wondering, the sun is not intense kasi cloudy. Merong konting sun, pero yung dumadaan na sunlight, hindi mainit. Pero naka-umbrella sila because it's 1 p.m. Okay? So a lot of people are like that, no? So they have this connotation, mainit yung sun, masisira yung skin ko, hindi na siya gaganda. So that's why they're lacking in sunlight. Now, This is how it works. Your body needs melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone of sleep. Without melatonin, mahirapan ka matulog. But melatonin needs serotonin. Serotonin is what they call the happiness hormone. It's the hormone that causes depression pag kulang ka. So, walang serotonin, walang melatonin. Okay? And then serotonin is only made kung meron kang tryptophan. Tryptophan is an essential amino acid which is found in many nuts, food, and meat and fruits, no? And you cannot produce the tryptophan. So if you don't eat it, wala kang serotonin at wala kang melatonin. So you need to have your daily dose of tryptophan, no? You can get your tryptophan from this food, no? Ang pinakamarami is milk, canned tuna, turkey, chicken, oats, cheese, nuts and seeds, breads, chocolate, and fruits. Yun ang pinakamarami tryptophan. And this food, when you eat it, is transformed by your gut bacteria to serotonin. And then this serotonin is transformed to melatonin by sunlight or infrared. Okay? So some people ay nauso yung tinatawag na infrared sauna. And when you go to an infrared sauna, you also produce melatonin. Okay? So if you have, kung di ka makalabas, and you cannot go to the sunlight directly, and you can buy the infrared panel, no? And do the infrared sauna or infrared light in your home, no? So that you can produce the melatonin. So this is the relationship. Kaya medyo holistic ang kailangan eh. So you can see you need to eat the proper food first, then you need to have the happiness hormone first before you can sleep. Okay. Now some people are taking medications here, no? And it's because they're low in serotonin, because it's low in tryptophan, and usually it's because their gut bacteria is low. Marami silang kinakain na food, but because your gut bacteria is low, hindi siya na-produce to serotonin. Okay? Now, the other is disconnect between God, people, and you. So, ibig sabihin, you're disconnected to God, you're disconnected to other people, and to yourself. No, maybe you hate yourself, you dislike yourself. There is a pastor by the name of Dr. Henry Wright. He studied medicine in order to discover yung root ng diseases, no? And he was able to find out that 80% of incurable diseases have spiritual roots. And that's the reason why they are incurable. It's because yung cause niya is not physical. It's not a germ. It's a spiritual or emotional ang problem. So he started treating people through God's word and connecting people to God, to themselves, and to others. And he started seeing very good results, no? Even in depression, no? And spiritual root stems from our disconnect between us, God, and other people and ourselves, no? Now, I will explain this further, no? Because there are some people who cannot forgive God because they feel that God probably took away some of their loved ones, and they hate God. They cannot forgive God for taking their parents away, no? Or their loved ones away. I know of a person who has been depressed for more than 5 years. Wala naman siyang kinakain ng medication, but he is depressed by choice, because he was blaming God for taking away his daughter. No? Ang hirap tulungan yung ganong klaseng tao who is depressed by choice. No? Many people are depressed because of medication. It's not their fault. No? But the person depressed by choice, mahirap tulungan. No? And then there are people naman disconnected with others. They cannot forgive others. No? Nag-away sila. There are some relatives that they never talk to. And there are people who are disconnected with themselves. These people are people who wish they were never born, who wish that they died early, who wish na they never existed, and they curse the day that they were born, like si Jeremiah, no? The prophet, no? He cursed the day that he was born. So there are some people like that. They are harder on themselves than they are on others. And because of that, nakakasakit sila. Meron tinatawag na strongholds in our mind. Hindi lahat comes from the devil. So there are some people who thinks, no, like kung may sakit ka, galing yun sa devil. Hindi. Kadalasan, it is strongholds in our mind. These are long-held wrong beliefs. One of the wrong beliefs is you believe God took your loved ones. The other ones is you believe that you can never be forgiven, you can never be pardoned, you can never be accepted. These are long-held wrong beliefs. And once you correct the long-held wrong beliefs, the stronghold, the disease also disappear gradually. No? It's an amazing thing. No? Like if you read the book of Dr. Henry Wright, eventually, if you know the disease, no, you know how the person thinks. Because talagang lumalabas yung sakit. I remember one time, we were helping a person na meron arthritic pain sa kanyang kamay, no, finger. So as we were talking, I was led to ask her, saan kamay? Right or left? Sabi niya, sa right. Tapos sabi ko, which finger? Sabi niya, yung middle finger. So, ang daming place to have arthritis or uric acid. If you tell me it came from the right thumb, I would have understood it kasi many people are texting with the right thumb. So, if your right thumb medyo sumasakit, I can understand it. But middle finger, bakit magkakaroon ng uric acid sa middle finger? So, I told her, minsan it's a spiritual sign that there is a disconnect between you, no, and a person, no, because yung uric acid is crystallized anger, no? And then sabi ko, and if it's the right hand, it's usually a male member of your family, and middle finger means the third brother. So sabi niya, wala akong brother. Sabi ko, doesn't have to be your direct brother. It can be the brother of your husband. So when I said that, bigla siyang tumahimik. And then matagal na tahimik. And then suddenly she said, kasi niloloko niya kami. So tumbok ko yung problem. And it seems like maraming beses na niloko sila tungkol sa money, borrowed money, did not return the money, and then come back again to borrow more money. So sabi ko, the scripture is very clear. No? Sabi ni Lord Jesus Christ, sabi niya, if you cannot forgive others, neither will my heavenly Father forgive you. So, of your sins. So, if you want to hold on to your pain, just continue as you are, no? But if you want it gone, no? Then you know what to do. Okay, so, long-held wrong beliefs, I don't know what she did because I didn't have any contact with her anymore. But I remember an incident with another friend. No? We were in church and we were praying, having a prayer meeting, and then she confided with us na meron lump yung kanyang left breast. Sabi niya na actually she was healed miraculously by prayer of 4th stage cancer. And after a few years, nagkaroon ng lump yung kanyang left breast. No? So after the prayer, I said, yung ganon, pagdating sa left breast, it usually means there's someone very close to your family. Pag left, it usually means babae, maybe there's some unforgiveness, somebody you haven't forgiven from a member of your family who was very close to you. Then she said, meron nga yung aking sister. Sabi niya, she hasn't talked to her sister for many, many years. And so sabi ko, well, you need to forgive her and as much as possible, make amends with her. So sabi niya, can you help me? And sabi ko, oh, sure, anong gusto mo? Can you go with me to my sister? Okay. Sabi ko, okay, sige, anytime. Tonight. Okay, sige, pwede. Saan siya nakatira? Paranaque. Okay, so napasubok kami. So, okay, sige, punta tayo. So, after 9:30, we went to have dinner first before we went to the sister's house. And during dinner, kinakwento niya how bad the sister was. So after nakwento niya, sabi ko, daan muna ako sa bahay, may kukunin ako. So I went home and took a small manual for casting out demons. And totoo to, because sabi ko, mapapasubo yata ako ngayon, baka mag-cast out kami ng demons. No? So before we went, I took that manual and we went to the house of the sister. It was past 11:30. It was like a warehouse, not puro talahib. No? You don't even know there's a house in there. But finally, we reached the place. And when we knocked, the brother-in-law answered and ushers us in. So we went into the house. And when the two sisters met, they just hugged each other and cried. And I was relieved, no? Walang gagawin na deliverance. But it turns out that the sister was converted, became a Christian, and she was thinking where her sister is because she wants to be reconciled. So at that moment, both of these sisters were reconciled. And a few weeks later, we met her again, and she said, nawala na yung lump. Okay. So this one, alam ko yung nangyari, at least it was good news. When she let go of her wrong beliefs and started to reconcile and obey God's word, she was healed. No? Now, there are things that we don't consider sin. We feel that lying is sin, murder is sin, hurting another person is sin. But these are also sin. No? Pride, arrogance is insisting our own way, doubting, unforgiving. Doubting is sin, complaining, murmuring, acting in fear, staying depressed, going back or retreating to your usual behavior, having no courage, not respecting your parents, being biased to others, looking after your own self-interest only, not caring for others, etc., are all sin. So sometimes we don't think it's sin, but staying depressed is sin, no? If it's your fault. No? But if it's not your fault, it's not sin. No? Like for example, in having medication, it's not your fault. No? So hindi siya sin. Sin siya if you willfully stay depressed. No? So like this verse, no, 1 Samuel 22:23, no, ang story nito is King Saul was ordered by God to kill the Amalekites, to raid them, and to spare nothing. But si King Saul spared the king and spared the sheep, the oxen, the cattle, the rams. And Samuel was sent to King Saul. And Samuel confronted King Saul, but King Saul justified and sabi, I did obey. I just kept the best thing for sacrifice. And then, of course, Samuel did not believe him. At ito yung sinabi niya, does the Lord take pleasure in burnt offerings and sacrifices as much as in obeying the Lord? Look, to obey is better than sacrifice. To pay attention is better than the fat of rams. For rebellion is like the sin of divination, and defiance is like wickedness and idolatry. Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, He has rejected you as king. Okay, so para sa atin, yung case ni King Saul was just disobedience, no? But Samuel see it as rebellion, no? Because he kept on insisting that he obeyed when he did not. No? And sabi niya, yung rebellion is like nakonsulta ka ng maghuhula. And defiance in insisting that you are right is like you worship another idol. That's how bad it is, no? Actually, if you're interested, you can go to their webpage, beinhealth.com. They have an excellent course which you can take. They are from the US, so you can connect with this group. They have seminars in different churches. They help people get out of disease and disorder by connecting back to God, to others, and to themselves. So I went through the course. It was very helpful. And in case you want a closer connection, you can join my Bible study every Friday in prayer and care group, 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. The Zoom ID is as follows. And difference is we believe in the supernatural and we believe in supernatural healing. No? I have to make a disclaimer pala. No? See, Dr. Henry Wright says, there is no supernatural healing for side effect of medicine. So if the side effect of medicine is depression, they prayed so many times to people who are depressed because of medication. Sabi niya, they cannot be healed unless you stop the medication. So that is bad news. No? If the result of your depression is because of medication, you just have to find a way first to treat your other disease without medication so that you can stop the medication so that yung side effect ng medication of yung depression mawawala. Okay? So this is our prayer meeting. If you want to join us, you can just picture the Zoom and join us 8:30 to 10:30. Everybody's welcome. Our next coffee time will be on overcoming fear and anxiety.